Hello everyone, welcome to Math Vibes. Today in this video we are going to learn about what is symmetry, its definition, that what exactly symmetry is, and its types. And in these types in detail we will be dividing it into three parts. First part, that is in this part we will be discussing line of symmetry, and the other two parts will be discussed in part 2 and part 3, the other two types of symmetry. Okay, so let's move ahead. If you're visiting our channel for the very first time, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Let's move. So first of all, let us start with, what do you mean by symmetry? Well, the definition is that a symmetry is a transformation that leaves the given object unchanged. Now what does it mean? It means that when something is transformed, okay, but it still remains unchanged, मतलब उसमें कोई change नहीं आता अगर उसको transform भी कर दे तो, that thing is called symmetrical. And this is the definition of symmetry, that it is a transformation that leaves a given object unchanged. Now types of symmetry are, there are more types, but like in your class 6, class 7, you'll be learning about these types basically. So the first is line of symmetry, then reflectional symmetry, and then rotational symmetry. In this video, in part 1, we will be learning about line of symmetry in detail, and the other two will follow in the next parts. These are some of the example of symmetrical things or objects or figures or shapes or monuments or natural things that are there and that we see in our day-to-day life on daily basis. So this picture of Taj Mahal, butterfly, they're all symmetrical. These two pictures, they are also symmetrical. See the beautiful design and these patterns over there on this flower, and this beautiful picture, these designs, the rooftops, beautiful ones, so symmetrical. And here it is a design which is also symmetrical. Then this is a staircase, okay, but it is very beautiful because it is symmetrical. So yes, there are many more examples of symmetry in your day-to-day life. You just have to look at it carefully, right? So let us now learn about symmetry. Firstly, what do you mean by symmetry? Now in maths, if we take certain shapes, for example, if we take this pentagon, now in how many ways can I divide it? Like now you imagine this pentagon as a shape, like you have taken a cutout. ये सोचो कि आपने कटआउट लिया है, ओके, पेंटागन का एक कटआउट लिया, आपके हाथ में एक वो पेपर है, कटआउट है पेंटागन का, और आप अब नाउ यू हैव टू थिंक कि अब मैं इसको कैसे फोल्ड करूं कि ये दोनों फिगर्स एक दूसरे से मैच हो जाएं, जो दो हाफ्स बने वो एक दूसरे से मैच हो जाएं. ओके, नाउ द वेरी फर्स्ट वे कैन बी दिस, अगर आप इस तरीके से करोगे और फिर this along this folded line, along this dotted line, if you will fold, okay, along this dotted line if you will fold, then both the parts will match with each other, right? Will they match? Think. Now this next one, if you will fold along with this, then this, then this, and then this, along all these, if you will fold it, then they will match with each other. So that means this figure is symmetrical, and it has how many lines of symmetry? 5 lines of symmetry, because it was a regular pentagon. Okay, further in the video we will once again revise the definitions of regular. Just for your idea, I'll just make you remind it. Irregular figures are those figures, or regular polygons are those polygons in which all the lines are equal and all the angles are also equal. Okay, now see, the next one is a triangle. Now let us divide it, and now you have to suppose कि आपके पास एक ट्रायंगल का कटआउट है और उसको आपने फोल्ड करना है in such a way कि वो मैच हो जाए. So I can fold it along this dotted line and they will match with each other. Also I can fold it like this along this second dotted line, and then also it will match. And one more, we can fold it like this also, right? So this equilateral triangle will have 3 lines of symmetry. Now let us have this rectangle. Now let us have this picture of a rectangle. अब आप इस rectangle को कितने तरीकों से fold कर सकते हो कि ये इसके जो दोनों parts हैं वो symmetrical हो जाएं. Okay, इसके दोनों parts symmetrical हो जाएं. Now one way can be this horizontal line in the middle. Okay, इसके along fold करेंगे तो वो match हो जाएगा. Same way one vertical line can also be there. इसके along भी match करेंगे तो fold हो जाएगा. So rectangle will have 2 lines of symmetry. Now next take this figure, okay, which is a quadrilateral. Okay, now this quadrilateral can be folded in how many ways? First, this can be the line of symmetry along which if you will fold then they will match with each other. Okay, now think of some other way. They can't be. So the ones that we have seen previously, they all were line of symmetry. Those figures were having line of symmetry. Okay. Now let us study in detail that what do you mean by line of symmetry, right? Can you see the background of this video? And okay, and please have a look at the backgrounds of the video. Okay, the background image that you can see over here, they all are related with symmetry. You will find that they all are related with symmetry. And now we are going to discuss this line of symmetry. So let us start with this background only. Now, line of symmetry is कि when two figures are symmetrical along a line. You remember in the previous slide we have done कि उन shapes को मैं किस तरीके से उनको fold करूं कि वो दोनों फिगर्स जो दोनों हाफ्स बचे हैं वो मैच हो जाएं, राइट? तो अगर आप इमेजिन करो कि आपके पास एक रेक्टेंगल है या आपके पास एक स्क्वायर है, तो अगर आप उसके कटआउट को फोल्ड करोगे तो यू विल गेट अ लाइन. एक क्रीज बनती है ना, एक लाइन बनती है. यू विल गेट अ क्रीज और अ लाइन, ओके, along which you will fold that they will match with each other. Now that particular line जिसके along हम fold करें और वो एक दूसरे से दोनों हाफ मैच हो जाएं, उसको हम बोलते हैं लाइन ऑफ सिमेट्री. उसको हम बोलते हैं लाइन ऑफ symmetry. Now in this background if you will see that these are the design on some road, and along with this if I draw a line like this or I divide it exactly into half. Okay, if I divide it exactly into half, let's see, I'll draw a rough line. Okay, see, it should be straight. Alright, so if I divide it like this, then the two figures will match with each other, right? The two figures will match with each other. So this is called line of symmetry, where two figures match with each other. Okay, so basically it is a line on which a figure can be folded so that both the sides match. That's it. जब आप स्क्वायर के कटआउट को या रेक्टेंगल के कटआउट को फोल्ड कर रहे थे, इस तरीके से फोल्ड कर रहे थे कि वो दोनों मैच हो जा रही थी. और अगर आपके पास वो कटआउट है तो जब आप वो पेपर को ओपन करते हो तो पेपर पे एक लाइन सी बन जाती है ना, उस लाइन को बोलते हैं लाइन ऑफ सिमेट्री. एक ऐसी लाइन जिसके अलोंग अगर मैं फोल्ड करूं तो वो मैच हो जाए, ठीक है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द लाइन ऑफ सिमेट्री. A line on which a figure can be folded so that both the sides match, right? So if this square is one shape like, तो इसके along these green dotted line you must be able to see, इसके along अगर मैं fold करूं तो ये मैच हो जाएगी. तो इस green line को बोलते हैं line of symmetry, right? This line. So line of symmetry, this is a line of symmetry for a square, and you will notice that both the halves of the square are exactly the same. Alright. So to be a line of symmetry, the shape must have two halves that match exactly. अगर मुझे किसी की लाइन ऑफ सिमेट्री चाहिए तो उस फिगर की के जो दोनों हाफ हैं वो एक दूसरे से एग्जैक्टली मैच होनी चाहिए, राइट? एक दूसरे से एग्जैक्टली मैच होनी चाहिए. Now, when you trace a heart onto a piece of folded paper, अगर suppose मुझे heart बनाना है, and if you are not even a pro in art, but if you know art a little bit, then what you will do is you will fold the paper and you will draw half of heart, आधा heart बनाओगे आप, और उस आधे हार्ट को जब आप कट करोगे उस फोल्डेड पेपर पे, तो अल्टीमेटली व्हेन यू विल ओपन इट, इट विल बिकम अ कंप्लीट हार्ट. हाउ? लेट्स सी. ना सपोज ये मैंने हाफ हार्ट बनाया, ठीक है, एंड व्हेन यू कट इट आउट द टू हाफ्स, हाफ हार्ट्स विल मेक अ होल हार्ट. ठीक है, दोनों हाफ हार्ट मिलके होल हार्ट बना देते हैं, राइट? इट इज जस्ट एन एग्जाम्पल. यू कैन टेक एनी अदर शेप ऑल्सो. एक पेपर लो, उसको फोल्ड करो, और अगर आपको दोनों पार्ट सेम बनाने हैं तो उस पे हाफ, जस्ट एक हाफ पार्ट ड्रॉ कर लो. ठीक है, तो अगर हम उस फोल्डेड पेपर को उसके अलोंग कट करें तो दूसरा पार्ट तो हमें ऑलरेडी मिल जाता है. वी डोंट नीड टू ड्रॉ द कंप्लीट पार्ट, राइट? That is how we make different designs, if you remember. So these two halves are symmetrical. Okay, these two halves are symmetrical because अभी जो line of symmetry के बाद हमारे पास दो halves आए वो एक दूसरे के साथ exactly match होते हैं, right? सी, तो ये वाली जो लाइन है जिसके अलोंग फोल्ड करने से दोनों हाफ्स एक दूसरे से एग्जैक्टली मैच हो जाते हैं, उसको हम बोलते हैं लाइन ऑफ सिमेट्री. उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? लाइन ऑफ सिमेट्री. एक ऐसी की लाइन जिसके अलोंग अगर हम फोल्ड करें तो दोनों हाफ एग्जैक्टली मैच हो जाए. ठीक है. So alright, now let us see that which of these flags have a line of symmetry. Now let us see. Now I'm going to show you the flag of some countries and you have to tell that which flag has a line of symmetry and which flag does not have a line of symmetry. So okay, United States of America. What do you think? Is the flag symmetrical? Think. No, it is not symmetrical. I cannot fold it in any direction इसमें कि ये match हो जाए exactly half parts. The next is Canada. So, can you draw a line of symmetry in this? Is it symmetrical or not? Well, yes, you can draw a line of symmetry in this flag in such a way that the two halves match with each other exactly. Next is our Indian flag. Is it symmetrical? Let's check it out. This can be the first line of symmetry. This can be the second line of symmetry. So yes, Indian flag is also symmetrical and it will have two lines of symmetry. Let's check the another one. Australia. Can it be symmetrical? Let's see. Think. Can you draw a line of symmetry in this? No, we cannot. So this flag is also not symmetrical. Alright, it just depends upon the design. Like the shape of Canadian flag was also like a rectangle and the Indian flag was also like a rectangle. But in this design of Canada, we have a maple leaf. So according to that, we want a line of symmetry in which the design should match exactly. And over here, that is why there is only one line of symmetry, because that is the only way the design will match. But here we have a circle, right? And with 24 spokes in this Ashok Chakra, right? So it can have a horizontal line of symmetry also, because that way also the design will match with each other exactly. That is why these this Indian flag and the Canadian flag are symmetrical, but the other two are not. Let's move ahead. So let us now learn that how many lines of symmetry do these regular polygons have. Okay, we have to find out कि अभी इनमें कितनी lines of symmetry है. In the beginning of this video, we have revised that what do you mean by regular polygons. So what are polygons? Which are made up with closed plane figures, which are made up with line segments only, are called polygons. And what do you mean by regular polygons? Those polygons who are equiangular and equilateral, right? Equal number of sides and equal number of angles. So let us check out their lines of symmetry. Triangle will have 3 lines of symmetry. Square will have 4 lines of symmetry. Pentagon will have 5 lines of symmetry. Hexagon will have 6 lines of symmetry. And yes, this octagon will have 8 line of symmetry. So do you observe any similarity in this? See, in regular polygons, the number of sides is equal to the number of symmetry. जितनी number of sides होंगी उतनी ही number of symmetrical lines of symmetry होगी. अगर वो 3-sided figure है, अगर वो 3-sided regular polygon है जैसे equilateral triangle, then the number of symmetry will be 3. Okay, अब अगर वो 4-sided है, okay, like square में number of sides are 4, so it will have 4 lines of symmetry. In pentagon the number of side is 5, so it will have 5 lines of symmetry. In hexagon the number of side is 6, so it will have 6 lines of symmetry. In octagon the number of sides are 8, so it will have 8 line of symmetry. Okay, so that is the pattern that you have to see over here. Now let us look at the line symmetries of alphabets. Now we all know the alphabets, A to Z. So you have to find out the lines of symmetries in these. Okay, so here I'm quickly showing it to you that how many lines of symmetry are there in each, and it may have the line of symmetry may be horizontal, it may be vertical, it may be slant. Okay, it will depend upon the shape of the alphabet. Alright, so according to that, these are the line of symmetry, and O is such a beautiful figure that it will have just 0 actually. Okay, if the O is made in like oval shape, then it will have only 2 line of symmetry, but if O is made like a 0 shape, then it will have an infinite number of line of symmetries, because then a 0 will be like a circle, and circle has infinite number of line of symmetries. So here goes the definition of symmetry, that what do you mean by symmetry, and the line of symmetry. Stay tuned. Our next video will be the part 2, in which we will be discussing in detail about mirror image, or which is also called the type 2 reflectional symmetry. Okay, so do visit our channel for more videos, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button to like and share. Thank you. Bye.